Welcome to another evening of Aderjaeger, assuming the stream went live. If not, I'm just talking to myself.
It is live.
I'm comfortable doing quite often. Anyway, last week our party defeated an ambush that had been set for them after they had been just ripped off by a set of no good ne'er-do-wells in the town of Leonberg, the party of which immediately went to recollect their missing shards or their money. After a brutal battle in which I think Zygmunt killed everyone by himself.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, all the bodies are courtesy.
We provide excellent moral support. That's what happened.
Berthold captured somebody.
Berthold had captured someone, and last we know was standing on top of her as she sort of struggled and tried to not so much get away as try to just not be crushed by this gigantic armored German man. Normally I'd go in and set the scene, but the scene is as you left it. You had just defeated your enemies and their bodies were left quietly where they fell. As I'm assuming you all went to do your own thing. There is one exception. Elena, you chased after a person in the woods.
Yes, in hot pants, and I'm on a horse. And I'm
in hot pants.
Horse.
One word: chafing.
Yeah.
That's what the horse is. Well,
no,
not exactly, but
yeah, this could be one of those nights, people that are watching. We're just all crazy. So I guess the first thing is I need you to roll me a horse god roll. We're just gonna start this right off the bat.
I hate this.
what does this count as? Phlegmatic?
This would be actually perceptive, so
melancholic?
Yeah.
Yes, technically that should be a melancholic.
Oh
That's
my
a good
god. Fucking hell,
So,
she's a horse.
You can actually keep track of this girl. What are your plans? I mean, other than just following her.
I got a chain hook. I'm gonna use it like
Right.
you would kind of a lasso, only not really because it's not a lasso.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for her feet, and I'm gonna try to run her down, basically. Not run her over, just run her down.
Okay. That would be a reflexive or phlegmatic roll.
That's with the bonus as well, so.
That's including the bonus or not with?
I'm pretty sure it's with the bonus.
That's with the bonus because that's +3. Yeah, I see it.
Yep.
Okay. So what you're trying to do is you're mostly trying to have the chain kind of wrap around her feet and drop her. Really, right?
Yeah. So if it's a partial success, I get 1 foot, right?
No. that's
Oh
not
my
quite how
God.
it works. As you're actually able to catch up, the hook actually catches her on the ankle. It doesn't wrap around itself so that it would lock in, but you successfully trip her onto the ground, but you don't have purchase. In other words, you haven't lassoed her so much as you have tripped her.
Cool. Is she gonna do anything, or is she just gonna continue?
That's the question. What are you going to do now that she's tripped? Are you going to try to run her over? Are you just going to hop out when you get there?
I'm gonna basically try to jump down and land on top of her back, like wrestling style move, like
Okay.
off the top.
Okay, that is definitely a phlegmatic roll, but you will not be getting horsemanship bonuses on that.
Yeah.
You are leaving the horse.
Son of a
Well,
bitch.
you didn't really need that, did you? Yeah, you're pretty much able to land straight on her. There's a cracking noise as you land on top of her.
I'm gonna yell out.
Effectively snapped her ribs.
Gonna yell out to everyone behind. I got her.
Hold on a second. I need to make sure that didn't kill her.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh my god!
let me just make sure. Yeah, that's a 2. Congrats. She's bleeding out in the field. She's not dead. But it would
Rita's
require
coming.
stock to stabilize her.
Rita's coming.
Do not use a stock on a hostage.
What? Info?
We have one right here.
Yeah, we've already got one.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Rita's not coming. Elena, what are you? No, fuck
Yeah,
you.
Jurgen and Berthold already took a hostage.
Oh, you guys
Oh,
already
man.
got one? Alright.
Yeah,
Flat fight.
Rita doesn't give a shit.
Elena's just gonna continue sitting on this woman, yelling from a
Until she
distance.
just bleeds out.
Yeah. What are you guys doing? Can somebody get me a new pair of pants?
So there's a enemy that's just literally bleeding to death out in the field out there.
Under her, specifically.
Yeah.
She's sitting on a dying woman.
I will say, out of
I
character,
power slammed to death.
Elena, while she's still alive, you could probably ask her a question or two. Worst case scenario, she doesn't say anything, but it's better than nothing.
Alright. This is true. So I'm gonna kind of look down at this lady as I'm sitting on top of her. And so my friends don't seem very willing to help you, but I might be able to convince them otherwise if you can give us some information here.
I'm definitely going to need a melancholic roll on that. Because you did just kind of doom her to die otherwise. I really have to remove these partial success or figure out a better solution to them. She kind of looks at you, and there's, she kind of starts speaking, and blood visibly starts welling up in her mouth as she just kind of goes, "It wasn't supposed to be this hard."
Ah, well, I'm sorry, I'm kind of heavy.
No. They said you were weak.
Who said we were weak?
Head just kind of starts slumping over towards the side as if she starts to go unconscious.
Elena would grab her by the face, kind of squish her cheeks together with her fingers, and kind of try to pull her head to make eye contact. Hey, wake up. Who said that?
Hammers.
Haberdasher? Hatman? Who?
There's just this look. She just kind of looks at you like, I don't understand what you're trying to say, and she passes away.
These are the last moments of my life.
And you fucking confused the shit out of me.
Out in the distance, bagpipes
The
start to
last
play.
word-
You already know, and then died when you went, what?
The last word that she ever heard in her entire existence was haberdashery.
Worst ways to go, I guess.
Yeah?
She died. Actually, that's not true. She is dead. She could be restored.
All right, well, trot, things like that.
You know, we're not really in the business of zombies.
I'd like to note, she is not Waldrop. The
Yeah,
blood
but-
she bleeds is red.
We
And
ain't making her Waldrop, though.
that's what I was suggesting.
You can also use stock to bring people back from, from those.
Yeah, well, you can attempt.
Yeah. You can play God.
Yeah, we have a victim that I haven't
Sat on?
power bombed to death.
So speaking of the wall trot, Zygmunt is will kick open the door of the house that he was in and dragging the wall trot's body behind him, and then just toss it over near the fire and get ready to start a pyre. Some of the fire kind of burned out, but there's still some hot coals there.
There are indeed some hot coals there.
Jurgen's gonna
Some of them were kind of scattered around, but
Yeah, just a bit. Jurgen's gonna kind of throw his head back and look at Brita, who's still fuming about the rifle she threw across the gully. Brita, get me some rope.
Brita goes and gets some rope. I'm assuming that her first bet is probably going to be to look inside the tents, and I'm assuming that she's going to immediately find them full of horses.
She does indeed find the tents full of horses.
Okay, so she's going to briefly table Jurgen's request and make sure that the horses are out of the smoldering tents before assuming some rope around them. I don't know.
There's rope in a saddlebag if you care to look, yeah.
Fair enough. All right, then she would take that and bring it back to Jurgen.
Jurgen's gonna go ahead and tie up their prisoner, while still under, as best he can, under the boot of Berthold. But once he's got them relatively secure, he's gonna, get Berthold to back off.
I can't have Berthold roll, so I'm gonna roll for him. Luckily, it's something he's
Oh,
good
shit.
at. What? I guess he's not that good at it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, shit.
So, Berthold's hand slips, and the assassin tries to run away the best she can.
Can I try to catch him? Or
No,
at
you're
least
getting
help
rolled.
catching him? No, I just handed it to Jurgen. I'm standing right there.
Can Hot Pants make an attempt?
No, you're
too far
She's
away.
in the forest!
Come on.
What? Come on! Jesus, you don't have to roll for everything.
But
I was
seriously,
gonna wait for
like,
Jurgen
I
to do
just...
it. Like if
I-
if you guys are having problems, I'm burning some bodies here. But if you need me to, I can get up on my horse.
I'm literally standing right next to him. That's why I asked.
Jurgen's gonna try to dive tackle this woman as she gets out from under Berthold's boot. So, choleric roll.
That would be definitely choleric. You're able to sort of like tackle her below the knees and she goes down. You don't have a great hold on her. You basically football tackle.
Yeah.
And you've got her around the ankles, but with some fighting, she might be able to get away. She's just kind of yelling like, "Come on, let me go. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Just a job."
Brita,
Brita would
get her
come in,
hands.
Yeah, Brita would fall in immediately and help him out.
That's a choleric roll.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Between two partial successes, does that equal one full success?
Not really, but you are going to succeed. Not because
Okay.
they add up, but because
2 against 1.
there's just too many people on one person for this
Yeah.
not to succeed eventually. It takes a lot longer than it should. In fact, Zygmunt, you can, if you look over, you can see that they're
So yeah,
kind
Zygmunt's
of-
just standing by the newly formed fire, just shaking his head.
Well, Jurgen is gonna, after Brita gets the hands, he's gonna tie her feet as well. Basically tie her wrists to her ankles so that she really can't
Oh.
run.
I know. Brita has a passive called Calming Presence.
That's a good
Can
point.
she be talking to this person and trying to get them to chill out?
You sure can.
Awesome. Is that a roll
It
or...
depends on who's countering your calming presence, but yes.
Well,
Jurgen's
she
not
would
gonna.
just
He's
be-
gonna let her try and calm her down.
Okay, then.
She would be trying to restrain her wrists and simultaneously just being like, "It's okay, easy. We're not killing you. We just want to talk to you." That whole spiel.
You don't have to tie me up to.
Well, you understand why we've got to do this? Come on,
Well,
just
Look,
the
they already took
sooner-
my bow, and I'm not
I
going
know,
to my rocks anymore.
yeah. But you just tried to run. Look, just sit still, and this will be over.
Well, all right, what do you want to know? I mean, I was just hired. It was supposed to be easy. I was supposed to scare you all.
Where is the other brother? One of them was here, but there were 3 of them?
There's one
Mordred
distinctly
J.
missing.
Yeah, Mordred J.
There are 2 brothers.
There's 2. Okay, I thought there were
There's
3. Okay.
There was the very boisterous one who is
Yeah.
not here. And then
And
there
then there's
was the
the very
quiet, business-like one who was
Yeah.
able to do the math, for example, in his head.
Did we ever
Okay.
get a
One was
name
killed.
differentiating the two?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay,
I no one asked. You all just killed him.
that's a really good point, but whatever.
To be fair, I didn't know. And also, he was hitting me with a hammer.
Yeah.
Well, trying, you kind of ran him through.
Right. Either way.
But, no, you have no idea what their names are. You barely got a last name, and you pretty much just know what they look like and now have a note of where to meet them. But you killed the one person who really, really would know where he might be.
Yeah. Well, Jurgen's gonna ask her. But where's the other brother?
I don't know. I was hired in Leonberg. I'm just a hunter. I don't have a family. They said they needed someone with a bow. It was good money.
I understand that. But one of your employers wasn't here for this. And I need to know where he is.
No, you don't understand. It was all based on an ad. It's in Leonberg. It was all over the marketplace. Didn't you see it?
What do you mean? Are we wanted?
No. There was an ad looking for help. They put out a thing that they would pay 20 Reichsgulden per month of work. Had to be good with a weapon. Report to the Heathers and talk to someone named Gorman. I went there. There was that tall guy, and he hired me. And then he said, "Meet me out here and wear black." I thought we were hunting, but when I got here, there were Waldschrott. It was. I just kind of went along with it because I need the money.
Jurgen sighs deeply.
Listen, I'm not with any Waldschrott, okay? My parents were killed by adders. I wouldn't work with those freaks.
But you did.
I didn't know.
You could have walked away.
I didn't have that luxury. What was I to eat?
What kind of role would be equivalent to psychology here to make sure that this is all truthful?
That would be calculating, methodical.
Can I do that?
Melancholic. Yeah, of course. Yes, she is telling the truth.
Okay, well then Brito would look at Jurgen and be like, I think they're being truthful.
I mean, as far as you can tell. I should
Right.
not tip my hand too much, but yes.
Right, but that's
They are being
still,
sincere.
if that's what the rule says, that's what she's telling Jurgen.
Yes. They are being sincere. Truthful is a whole other matter.
Yeah, well, that's the word she used because it's weird to just be like, I think they're being sincere.
Truthful. Not helpful. You see, you're not being helpful right now, so I haven't.
know.
I want.
Ask.
Jurgen kind of strokes his chin. How many people responded to this ad? Just the ones out here tonight, or did you meet with others?
No, there was a line. Probably 10 to 20 people. I don't know how many they hired. I was just given a slip of paper with a time and a map.
Were you told to be attacking someone?
No, they just told me to bring a bow. When I got here, they handed me a cloak and they told me to get up in the rafters. They said when the people attack that we should fire. That's why I didn't just attack at first. It wasn't until that behemoth guy came through the fucking wall. He scared the shit out of me.
Brita's kind of snickering a little bit.
Berthold can
Who
have
was
that
giving you
effect.
these instructions?
The Gorman. And she kind of points over towards the fire to the darker skinned tall man that had been run through and nearly decapitated by Zygmunt.
That was
That's
the one from the
Gorman,
inn,
I
Jurgen,
guess.
wasn't it?
What?
That was the one from the inn, Jurgen, wasn't it?
One of them.
I didn't see the other here.
No,
Listen,
me neither.
He was really quiet. He
No,
just
shut up.
basically-
I'm not interested in hearing from you anymore. Brita, help me get her up. We need to get back to the caravan. If they've hired more men, they might be going after our livelihood.
Alright. She helps the lady up to her feet.
Well, we'd be carrying her.
Say,
'Cause
wait a minute.
Her
Whatever.
wrist-
She helps her up to
Yeah.
Her hands are tied to her feet.
yeah, her hands are basically tied to her feet. She's hog-tied at the moment.
She helped her up to her up.
Yeah,
This
and
woman
then
is
no longer
tired.
lying on the ground.
yeah, Jurgen's gonna
she's
carry her back
being-
over to the
Send her
fire.
over the back of a horse or
Probably.
over
We
by
don't
the
really
fire.
have any carts with me.
Yeah, where Zygmunt is.
Oh, okay.
We do have, like, half a dozen new horses, though.
Zygmunt, I'm concerned that they may have more men. Not here. They might be going after our caravan outside the walls.
Zygmunt's like busy hefting one of the Waldschrott up onto the fire that he just started. How many more?
10 to 20 potentially, minus the half dozen here. More than we have.
I need to.
At this point, Elena would finally be coming back up on her horse. What's up, guys?
Elena, good of you to join us. Now you can open that chest.
But make
Cool.
it quick before we need to get back to Storch.
Exactly. If we had means to carry the chest with us, I would. But
We have horses.
Frida would actually be going and rounding up the horses that were in the tents and kind of daisy chaining their leads to one another's saddles so that she can lead one and have like a train of them. Because why the fuck waste horses?
is there a way to drag would the chest be small enough to mount to a horse, or?
I mean, I already have it half open, so it should be very quick to open.
It is a decently sized chest. It's not tiny, but you know it's heavy. And it's definitely locked.
Well, the real question is the shape of it something that's going to sit on a horse's back?
I mean, you can lash just about anything to a horse's back. Whether it's good for the horse or not, it's a whole different thing. But
Yeah, the equestrian in me is cringing, but yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, with enough rope, yeah, you could definitely get it home. It's probably less than 200 pounds.
Okay, because yeah, I
Probably
was
80
thinking
or 90
someone
if I
sitting
had
on a
guess.
horse with this like in front of them, their hands over it to keep it from toppling over, but that sounds a little bigger than that even.
Elena,
No, it's just
Elena,
really
try
heavy.
take a crack at it. Try to open it really quick, and then if
Yeah,
you can't,
let's do that.
we're taking it with us.
All right. Elena would hop down,
I came all this way
Adjust
for this
her-
damn thing.
adjust her pants. What's left of them.
God, I was half expecting you to try to pick it from the horse to get a +1.
Someone hold this chest up to eye level for me.
Horseman pick.
Costello, can you help me with this? What should I roll here? Phlegmatic? Melancholic?
Well, it's phlegmatic.
Okay.
Picking is phlegmatic.
Count as sleight of hand.
Yes. Again, it gives you some trouble. It's obviously a decently made lock, but after some time, yes, you are able to open it. You just don't look as fancy, cool thief person as you would have if you had succeeded. In other words, you're basically sitting there picking at it, and they're just kind of like tapping their foot, watching you do it.
All right, it's open.
Well, what's inside?
I don't know
Wax
what's inside.
Like,
Reichsgolden.
Is there a lot
Elena,
of cash?
and a cobra.
Elena,
It's gold coins.
can I pick one up and bite it?
You sure can.
All right. Is it leave a dent or no?
It sure does.
Hey!
These are
Well,
counterfeit.
well, we learned our lesson. Brita would kind of stand over her shoulder and lift, rifle through and make sure nothing's buried underneath it.
All right.
There's nothing buried underneath it. It's just.
Well, it was worth a try. Let's go.
What's worse is that it's pretty easy to estimate that this is what they were planning on paying the people they'd hired with.
Ah.
So kind of a dick move all around.
Well, Jurgen, it doesn't look like our money's here.
Zygmunt will take a bag of this along with him, of these counterfeit
that's-
coins.
That's counterfeit.
You have about
know.
100 Reichsgolden counterfeit, basically lead coins.
If we run into any of these people's men, they'll want to know what they're being paid with.
It's a fair point.
Can we
Let's get
untie
going.
this person now? Like,
No.
We're taking them.
but clearly they've been wronged just as much as we have.
Elena, we'll sort it out when we get back.
Aren't you supposed to be holy men?
I'm not holy nor a man.
Also, did you
So
just kill one of them by jumping
Yeah,
on
one
them?
minute.
You! Yeah, wait a minute! Paul's
Elena has
kind of
never
black
told-
here.
Elena has never claimed to be a part of the priesthood or any such Christian endeavor.
Hey man, I just scrubbed nun toilets. Get off my back.
Jurgen's gonna look straight at Elena. This woman is guilty of cavorting with a Waldschrott. That is something the church is very keen on handling.
Wouldn't it be more beneficial for us to, have her
No.
take us back to... Okay, fine. She throws up her hands, readjusts her pants, and then gets back on her horse.
Jesus Christ. Just like that really pouty hefting up the hem of her pants.
There's not much hefting up. There's not much
Yeah,
hefting up.
She's just pulling it further and further up her crack at this point. At any rate, Brita would mount up and make sure that their captive is all situated on a horse somehow.
Just tie him underneath.
Yeah.
Let him drag along the ground.
No.
I mean,
No, that's
if
bad.
her hands are tied behind her back and her feet and hands are tied together, you can kind of just throw her over the back of the horse.
Basically, yeah. Jurgen would do that. We can throw her over the back of his horse so he could, make sure she doesn't get bucked off or anything.
Yeah, Brita has a chain of ponies behind her.
Pony
3
whisperer.
horses. You know what? This is not method acting. Shut up.
I know.
I know. This is practical. I have
I'm
a reason for hoarding horses in
Jesus.
this virtual situation.
I was complimenting you. Stop getting defensive. Let's go.
There is
Jesus.
so much
I'm not getting
triggered.
defensive. I'm trying to validate myself because I am conscious of what I'm doing.
Let's go.
Anyway, as you all ride off, can I get a circumstances check from just about anybody?
Hey, take mine. Please take mine. Not Elena's. Take mine.
Because I got a success and a failure, I'm actually gonna take Locus's.
That's
Fair enough.
fair.
Right in the middle. As you all are leaving, one of you, and I'll let you decide who, looks back at camp, and you see the fire, the big fire that had been built for the bodies. The fire seems to grow larger. And then it's kind of starts moving. Not spreading, but it almost seems like some of the bodies in the fire have stood up, still burning, and began to walk into the forest. There's kind of a hiss of smoke, and the fire dies down.
Can Wiltrot survive fire?
Who knows?
The question is, who saw that?
If Brita's in the
Apparently
back
so.
because she's got a chain of horses, can I totally take dibs on that?
Go for it.
Well, in that case, she would immediately say something, probably to Jurgen. She'd just immediately call out, Jurgen, look, do you see that?
Do I see it now that it's been pointed out?
Yes.
If you pointed back, I think you'd have enough time just to see the fire disappear. Go from what would be a standing flame to whoosh, darkness.
Jurgen would blink a few times. What in Christ's name was that?
It was like the bodies that we put in the fire. It's like they got up and walked away.
Oh, God. Well, we can't go chasing after it now. If the Waldschrott have turned into shard beasts or risen from their grave, hunting for them in the dark of night is not going to be... We need to keep heading back. We need to make sure Storch and our caravan are secure. But that is a
I agree.
concern.
Didn't realize that was something that could happen. That's not very comforting.
No, it's not. I've heard rumors, but never seen something so terrible with my own eyes.
Well, let's get back.
It doesn't take long to get back. You weren't far outside Leonberg to begin with, but upon reaching the Abbey, for the most part, you're let in, but there's sort of a... There is a lot of the guards seem to step forward and point at your captain. They don't typically allow people to come in bound.
Jurgen would speak up as they point to the captive. She was known to be cavorting and working alongside Wallstrot, and I've come to turn her over to the authority of the Abbey of St. Michael.
There's sort of this look and some quick hand signals between some of the guards, and then they sort of come over, remove her from the back of the horse, and carry her off into the abbey. You know not where.
And that's the worst fate I could have given her. And that's why I was like, none of you fuckers can stop me from what I have planned.
But they hoard Waldschrott and other things there, and
take them apart to understand them better.
she's not Waldschrott.
They'll still take her apart.
You see what's creepy?
Well, ignorance is bliss for Miss Brita.
Anyway, once inside, you make your way through the usual, encampments that you'd met before. Storch is still there. The guards are still there. Most of them looked pretty bored. The rest of your squires and, assistants just kind of waiting. The Abbey has kind of pushed them towards together. They've kind of reduced their ability to travel around and kind of kept them intentionally secluded from the rest of the wing at this point. It's not so much a get out as a shouldn't you be moving on kind of a feeling that they've been receiving. But as you get back, Storch just kind of goes, "Did you recover the shards?"
No.
Jurgen's gonna give him a solemn shake of the head as he goes ahead and heads over to the chest in which the company's coin is kept. No, unfortunately. But you men are still going to get your pay. I am a man of my word, and even though I made a mistake, you will not be punished for it.
Well, that's good to hear, but, a rising tide lifts all boats. We need that money, don't we?
Unfortunately, we have no such lead on the men who've stolen from us.
Well, who was it, anyway?
The Gorman brothers. You know of them?
No, who are the Gormans?
A couple of ruffians hired by the Habers from back in Forsheim. Apparently they hold a grudge on us.
The Habers would be trouble.
Indeed.
Seems they have quicker messengers than we have travel. Oh, they probably took the river. That would explain it. It's a lot quicker than the roads. Also, they don't have the worry of Waldschrott and Gulon.
Speaking of Waldschrott, Storch, it seems they had actually gone to the blasphemy of employing Waldschrott.
In what sense?
In the sense that they had Waldschrott assassins among their little ambush.
I've heard of them. Never seen any proof of it, but they say the Waldschrott can do some amazing things, unhuman things.
Indeed. Terrible things indeed. Jurgen muses as he's counting out basically 7 days' pay for all the men.
Well, what happened to them? These Waldschrott.
We killed them, although it seems one or more of them might have risen from the pyre we built to burn their desecrated flesh.
You didn't dismember them first.
No. No, we did not.
Damn it! I was literally thinking that I was going to
I've
have
heard-
this.
I've heard they're like Gulon. That their bodies can keep moving after you supposedly kill them as long as the brain's still working.
Storch, would you be a dear and be sure to tell us these things in the future beforehand?
Well, I've never heard any proof of it. Tales?
Well,
I can tell you all the tales. You want to hear of the flying adders that come from the sea?
Perhaps
Land
those
and
tales
swallow
would be
whole
of
towns.
use to us.
Flying adders
that-
that come from the sea? That seems a bit mixed.
Apparently they bounce of some sort and land on the coast and drag whole towns into the ocean.
Oh, well, that's horrifying if true. Storch, here. Your pay for the week.
Thank you. I would have taken a nail, though.
Well, that's the
Understand, I
thing
have a
about
vendetta
coin.
on me.
Well, that's the thing about coin storage. You can convert it into ale.
You're saying that money can be used for goods and services.
Indeed I am!
Well, aren't you a smart bunch? I'm glad I signed up with you.
And at this,
Anyway, are
Jurgen
we
would
going
actually
off to
crack
do
a
more
smile.
Adders yet, or we've got more shopping to do?
Well, how far are we from Stuttgart, Jay?
About a day's travel.
How much
It
food
is
do we have?
nighttime, though. Horse accounting.
'Cause
You had a week worth of food.
and it's been 6 days?
It has, I believe, been 6 days. We'll go to the map. And we'll measure the course from Forsheim to Leonberg. It's been 4 days. So you still have about 3 days worth of food.
Okay.
So, oh, come on. Supposed to. Why don't you work anymore? Alright, used to be able to do multiple waypoints with space, I guess not anymore. So, roughly, it's about a week to Stuttgart, all told. From Leonberg, it's about a little over a day.
Okay.
So you'd camp just outside town and then the next morning. Or you can go continue through the night and make it through it.
Jurgen's gonna look to Zygmunt. I think a night's rest, and after I pay the men, and then head on to Stuttgart. See what we can get up to there.
That is exactly what I was thinking, but I suppose we should watch our backs once we get into Stuttgart.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but I wouldn't dally. They've become, I don't want to call them ungraceful hosts, but they've been a little more isolationist, you could say. The shopkeepers won't communicate with us anymore. They just sort of shun us. They haven't kicked us out by force, but I don't know how much longer they'll allow us to stay.
Well, if we leave first thing in the morning, it shouldn't be a problem.
Well, as long as they don't kill us in our sleep, we should be alright, I suppose.
We'll make sure not to overstay our welcome in the morning. As soon as first light rises, we'll be gone. But I would prefer to sleep inside these walls than outside of them tonight.
I agree.
But our caravan's left outside the walls, right?
No, your caravan's inside.
Oh, inside
Well,
the walls.
Yeah.
Is inside the outer wall.
Right, okay, that's what I thought.
There's two curtain walls.
Yep.
You're kind of in the space between the abbey proper and the outer wall.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stay with our wagons and horses
Yeah, same.
outside the abbey, but inside the walls.
Okay. Is anyone going to try to return to the abbey?
I'm gonna go look for pants.
You know what? I'm gonna need a roll for that.
Oh my god.
Because this is not a likelihood of finding pants here. Yeah, no one will communicate with you. They've just kind of, at least in the outer ring, they've kind of stopped responding to your presence.
That's fine then. I'd like my pants anyway.
Elena, I probably have a spare pair you can borrow.
No. This is my new look.
All right, well, don't say that I didn't try to help you look decent.
All right.
Fucking
unless there's
ankles
anything
exposed,
else-
you slut.
Unless
Before we
there's-
head out, Zygmunt will ask what Jurgen, what do you plan to do with the prisoner?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, yeah, you missed it. I handed the
missed that,
prisoner
okay.
over to the abbey for cavorting with Waldstrat.
Oh, I see. Okay, well then never mind. That solves that problem.
Yeah. It's gonna be worse than burning at the stake for her.
Anyways, I know that he's getting a half chub over that, but let's move right
There
along.
was going to be a little bit of a backdoor dealing otherwise, but no, that's fine. Okay, we're good.
Can I just say out of character, you realize that Jay's probably gonna bring her back, right?
That'd be fun. I'll just stab her in the eye then.
Hey man, I was nice to her. She probably
I
doesn't
was
hold
going to
a grudge
offer her a
against me.
job, to be honest.
Oh,
well,
shit.
anyway, is there anything else you'd like to do tonight? If
keep
not,
my
we'll
pants
just
to
continue.
myself because
Okay.
Elena's ungrateful.
Can
Well,
I
It's good that you keep your pants to yourself.
can I go try to bet among the men to get a pair of trousers?
Oh my god.
No, they have pretty much shunned you at this point.
No, I meant our men.
Oh, you want to engage in strip poker with your current set of guards?
Yes.
All right.
Do they wear the same size of pants?
That's not what she asked.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm
this is
really looking
definitely
forward to
gonna be a
this.
sanguine roll.
Wait. Oh, to persuade them to do the okay.
There's certainly some pants in the pile at this point, but they're all asking you to return the favor.
Have I lost the game?
No, but you're at the point where if you want to go all in, you're gonna have to choose to either also put your pants in or not.
Well, she's gonna take off her pants and then grab another pair of pants out of the pile and put them on.
No, it's the betting pile.
Whoa,
You're gonna win them now.
That's not how this works.
That's
Somebody
exactly how it
loses.
works.
Yeah.
Somebody loses.
No, have you never heard of how poker works? Everyone puts their shit that they're betting into the pile in the middle of the table. They play the game, and whoever wins does that really dramatic gesture where they drag it all back to their side.
This is not really strip poker in the sense that people just lose pants. This is poker that when you say you need pants, one of them freely stands up and adds their pants to the pile.
All right, she does it.
Right.
Well,
It's a good bonding moment with them, man.
I'll be honest. If I had to bet money, I would have thought Burrito would be the first one to be reduced to her panties in front of men in this game.
Well, all right. Can I do a phlegmatic roll for sleight of hand to see if I can win?
I don't know if you can steal a. Oh,
You want to cheat at the cards, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Then yes.
thought you were gonna try to like palm the whole fucking pair of pants. Oh my god.
You win the pile and the pants, including your pair of hot pants. And 30 Reichsgold. Because
Damn,
you
I was
get a
really
new pair
hoping
of
for her to
pants.
get
now
caught.
give me a circumstance roll to see if it fits.
No, I have a bunch of different pairs to choose from, right?
No, you've
Nope,
got one
you have
pair.
one pair of pants. You have 30 Reichsgulden, a pair of pants. Unfortunately, the pants are too big.
That is
They're
fine.
too big than too small.
Yes.
I go and find a belt off of
She
my.
plays another game of poker for
No,
a
no,
belt.
no.
No, the pair of pants does include a belt. However, you will probably have to use a knife or something to
To
put
create a
your
new
own
hole.
in it. Yeah.
That is
About,
Also-
about 20 notches down.
Also, now we have a guardsman wearing a pair of hot pants far too small for him.
No, he didn't even win the
No,
hot pants.
yeah,
His
she
pants
she
were-
kept her
Oh
pants.
shit, you're right!
So he
I
just
would-
drunkenly returns to his tent not wearing pants.
No,
Well-
she'd give him the hot pants. She'd give him the hot pants in good-natured fun.
Unfortunately, they're too tight for him. If
I
his
mean,
pants
Well-
were too big for you, he can't wear your hot pants.
that's fine.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
The next morning, the abbot kind of meets you outside your camp and waits for people to pick up.
Created, get up.
You're
She's
gonna
up.
be up too.
She goes down.
I'm sorry, Abbott. Is there a problem?
I'm sorry to say, but we can't host you much longer. We have need of this space.
Oh, certainly, Abbott. As soon as the men are up and the sun as well, we will be leaving. We hadn't
That-
planned to overstay our welcome, and I'm sorry that we've stayed as long as we have.
It's quite all right, but understand that we really are not equipped to handle guests for very long, unfortunately. We do have research and other needs that need to be accomplished, and unfortunately, security is a primary need when we have unexpected guests on the property.
Of course, Abbott. I completely understand. Jay, out of character. Is the sun about up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sun's coming up.
Then
It's
Jurgen
not
would.
up. It's
Yeah.
just coming.
Then Jurgen would look back to their encampment. I'll see about rousing the men, and we'll be gone here shortly.
He just kind of bows and then makes a sign of the cross and sort of starts walking back towards the abbey.
Jurgen would return the cross, and then he'd go about, and more or less wake everybody up who's currently sleeping and telling them that they need to start getting ready to move.
Elena would
Zygmunt
begrudgingly get out of her tent
Zygmunt
in
didn't
her
really
new pants.
sleep at all.
So we have a cranky Zygmunt. What
Right.
did you dream about, Zygmunt?
Probably
So weird
Waltrot,
woman bartering in
Probably-
pants.
flaming Waltrot attacking the camp.
That is a truly terrifying thought, yes.
Fair concern.
So the next morning, everyone gets up. The normal breakfast routine goes through. Elena, as you get up, you notice the guard who you'd won the pants from is wearing another pair of pants.
That's very fortuitous for everyone.
Not wearing the hot pants. And just kind of going about his day. Doesn't seem to remember what happened last night. Just kind of hung over a little bit, but he's going about his job.
That's
You
cool.
do get some strange smiles from some of the other men that were not as drunk last night.
Elena just good-naturedly wishes them a good morning and waddles around in her.
Oversized in her parachute pants.
What a verb to use.
It's a new fashion trend. She's trying to start a new trend in the Abbey.
You try really hard.
Once everyone's finished, the Abbey doesn't so much escort you out as just kind of help you move on. Like, if there's anything left in camp after a certain point, they're picking it up and helping you load it on carts.
Yeah.
They kind of want you out. They're not being rude about it. First of all, most of them cannot speak, so it's hard for them to really be rude about it, but they're not hiding that fact either.
Well, Jurgen's actually going to thank them for anything that they help carry onto the cart.
It doesn't take very long to get ready, and after you leave, you kind of notice back where you had stayed, several Order of St. Michael guards have kind of taken up that spot and started putting new tents down. They don't know, you don't know why, but they seem to be filling that spot with new tents for some reason. As you pass, you can actually see a line of Order of St. Michael guards marching out towards that area. Obviously, they're being relocated from inside the Abbey to outside the wall. Once you reach the gate, there's actually a bit of a line to get out. You have workers and whatnot that had come in just at the crack of dawn, bringing food and other resources in that were leaving. People are checking the carts, making sure they're not taking anything. Probably 3 or 4 people ahead of you, you notice there are 2 Order of St. Michael guards that seem to have that handcuffed assassin that you had taken captive last night, and they seem to be leading her towards the gate.
I would have thought she would stay here.
Aw, Jace is doing this to spite me. Damn
Nope.
you.
This is actually plot related, but you don't know why yet.
Okay. Well, Jurgen's going to keep an eye on this. Just watch it sort of unfold.
The line gets through, the guards let them through. There's 2 come up. They kind of go and walk her through the door, unlock her chains, give her a really swift kick on the butt, sending her over on herself. And then they walk back into the gate. And she's kind of left there dusting herself off.
Wait, sorry, I fucking zoned out. They didn't set her free, did
Yes.
They still
Oh.
did.
They
Well-
just undid her chains, kicked her on the butt, and walked away.
they? Well,
She's outside the gate, but she makes no attempt to try to re-enter for sure.
as
She
they
gets up
come
and
to...
starts running towards town.
Oh, well, then she's gone. All right, bye.
Well, you can try. If you want to try something, say it.
Like, how close would they be to her at the closest?
I mean, you're part of a caravan. That is the length, depending on how many of those horses you still have from yesterday.
I mean, I brought all of them.
That's 5 additional horses, 2 carts, as many horses as you all personally have. And there's probably 4 or 5 groups ahead of you. So it's something you can see. And to be honest, you have horses and she doesn't. You can probably catch up with her once you get through, if you want it.
Well, hell, okay, on a whim, because I don't even know why I'm doing this. Brita would just kind of pull her horse out of the, head to tail line and pick up a canter and get after her. And when she catches up to her, she would come to a stop and just kind of call out, "Excuse me, hey, you're the woman from the other night, aren't you?"
She kind of, at first, she doesn't recognize your voice, but as soon as she hears it and that tone, very much like the calming tone from last night, you hear her go, "God help me," and she just turns and starts running.
Wait, where are you going?
I didn't know anything.
No, it's okay. I'm just curious. You're not in trouble.
Is anyone with Brita, or is it just Brita by
upon,
herself?
upon seeing this, Zygmunt will actually take off after her. He might be a little bit behind, but he'll try and catch up.
Okay, that would be a horsemanship roll, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to run her over, that's
Right, I don't want to do that. No. What would that be? Phlegmatic?
What do you use? You have a move.
I have an Adelbert for this.
That would count as Adelbert. So yeah.
I can otherwise reduce harm, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Well, I used the wrong stat, so that's going to be a problem. Try that again. I think I might have broke this. Let's see.
It's not. There's an.
Well, okay. That's all +1. I don't know why I didn't
Okay,
add it.
then that's a 10. That's. Yeah, you're able to pretty much match her speed without effort. Adelbert not even really showing
my
much
horse
sign of
sucks.
delay.
But
your horse
Brita,
is
Not a
no
horse of
Adelbert.
note.
Right.
I guess. So Brita would actually, when she's within a reasonable distance of this woman, she would dismount to try and kind of come across as a little less imposing, and she would kind of try to close the distance between them on foot and just be like, "No, it's okay. I just want to talk to you. I didn't expect you to be released.
Listen, I don't know anything. Okay, I just.
No. This isn't about that. Look, I don't have any hard feelings for you. I understand what you've explained about just trying to do what you can to earn money. You didn't sign up for what you got. I understand that. I don't hold any of that against you. This isn't accusatory. I'm just curious what's going on."
You can kind of see she's kind of looking over her shoulder like she's trying to find a way out, but she kind of stops. Listen, I don't have any family, all right? My parents died when I was young, when the Adder destroyed the village. I just try to get by, okay? I didn't know they wanted me to kill someone.
I understand that.
What do you want to know? Listen, I've been nearly killed. I've been tied up. I've been held in a cell overnight. What do you want to know?
Well, where are you going?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Well, all right.
By this point, Zygmunt will have trotted up on Adelbert. You need a job.
What?
You said you're a hunter, yes?
Yes.
Well, we could use one.
That's all I could do. I started hunting when I was 9 after my parents died because no one would feed us.
If somebody your size can give Berthold that trouble, then you might be worth having with us.
To be fair, he was just throwing rocks at me.
Well, it wasn't really a great night for many of us, but that's beside the point.
She kind of rubs her forehead where the rock hit her from last night.
Are you hurt? I can
No,
help you with that.
I'm fine. I can't. Listen, I don't know. I don't know what you. I'm sorry I attacked you all. I didn't want to do that. I
understand that. That's why we're trying to be hospitable. We don't seek to kill anyone either. We were just defending ourselves.
What about that really angry man?
Yeah, we have a few of those. It's alright, just ignore them.
I mean, What do you want me to do? I mean, yeah, I need a job. I don't want to end up in one of these stupid groups with the friggin' wall trot. They freak me out.
No, we don't do any business like that. If you want to come work for us, I'll make sure that you're treated with some degree of respect. We won't have you. I don't know. I don't really know why the Order of St. Michael threw you out like that. I would have thought from the way that they carried you off that seemed like a prison sentence that would last more than a night. I'm not
They
really
didn't
sure
tell me
what
anything. They just
Yeah,
they
they have a
looked at
habit of
me
not
and
doing that.
they looked at me and stared at me for several hours, and I told them what I told you, and then the abbot came, and I guess he had one of the flyers from Leonberg, and he just basically asked if what I said had to deal with that, and I said yes, and he said okay, and then the next morning they let me go. I thought they were going to kill me.
I hate to say it, but I would have thought the same. Why don't you stay with us, and I can promise you it'll be much better than working with the Waldtrot in that horrible situation.
What? Quick question, Jay. I can't remember the horse accounting part.
Sure.
How much do we pay our caravan guards?
2 Rex gold a day.
What do
2
you
a
say?
day?
How much?
Yeah, it's 2 a day.
Oh well, shit. You're gonna get a hell pay upgrade. You were offered 20 a month, correct?
No, just 20.
Just 20.
No. We don't do business like that.
Listen, I needed the money. After the winter, the animals haven't come back out yet. And they're doing weird things. I don't know if there's an adder nearby and they're hiding, but I used to be able to get 5 rabbits a day easily, and that was enough money to at least have a bed, but there's been nothing. The forests have been silent. And then there were Gulon, and I was too afraid to hunt because I can't take those on.
Well, we are proving to be fairly adepts at handling that kind of nonsense, and I guarantee you we can fund you enough to live comfortably if you travel with us.
Well, you kicked my ass, so I guess you did.
What's your
One
name?
of us did.
I'm Elise.
That's a beautiful name.
I don't know what my family name is. My parents died when I was very young. The orphanage. Well, they don't put a whole lot of stress on last names.
Yeah, I understand that. Come, let's get you a horse. We brought some from that camp from last night, and I know we have a spare that you can ride.
Yeah,
Do
that
we have a
was
spare?
supposed to be my payment.
Well, now you can collect it.
Did they have the rest of our payment there by chance?
They had a bunch of coin, but it was all forgery.
Zygmunt will toss her the coins that he gathered from.
She kind of looks at it and then she goes, "Those bastards!"
Yeah, that's why we were out there to begin with, is they pulled that same nonsense on me.
And they said they were paying the Waldtrot 1,000 gold. What? The Waldtrot would have eaten them if they'd found out. What were they planning? That was just...
I'd like to get to the bottom of it at some point, but we have business in Stuttgart to attend to first, I believe.
Oh, I've never been to Stuttgart. It's such a long ways away.
Not really, it's only about a day.
Maybe by horse, but by foot through the forest?
Well, we have horses and roads. Another reason you should come with us.
Well, all right. I mean, what would you like me to do? I can learn just about anything.
Well, Zygmunt, did you say we needed a hunter?
Yes, we. Someone to read the tracks.
Well,
And hunt if need be. Our caravan guards are good for fighting men, but they're not expert trackers.
It would be nice to have someone to restock our food supply like that.
I suppose I can do that. I guess near Stuttgart, I hear there's some deer and some larger animals. I don't think you all would subsist on rabbits well, though.
No, but we have enough rations to last us for a while. that extra wiggle room never hurts, so it would definitely be much appreciated.
All right, just don't throw me in a pyre, and I'd appreciate it.
I promise you'll be treated with respect. I'll see to it myself.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of gestures for her to follow her back, and instead of mounting up and just kind of riding back with her being the only one walking, she stays on foot and just leads her horse back to where the caravan's kind of presumably slowly catching up. And she
Elise
goes to
kind of shyly follows you. She has her hands kind of crossed and rubs her upper arm in a almost universal, closed off kind of nervous look.
And Brita goes and unties one of the horses that it does not currently have a rider but is tacked up, and she'll hand the reins off to her.
She kind of takes it, and you see her sort of standing there for a while, kind of in a way a child looks at a bike without training wheels for the first time, and then puts her foot on the stirrup, slides up, and falls immediately off the other side.
Brita's just kind of, laughs in a not a like point and laugh type of way, but just in a like laughing with you type of way. And she goes and moves and helps her up. Here, I'll give you a leg up.
It's so much taller than I thought they'd be.
It is, isn't it? Don't worry, it's you'll get the hang of it. It's quite easy.
You kind of help her up, and she gets up. I know it seems a little brash to ask for a weapon after I tried to kill you, but I will eventually need a bow.
We'll equip you when the time comes. We'll probably get to Stuttgart first, I imagine, before we deal with that, but
I'd be happy just not to be killed, honestly. But when the time comes, yeah, I will need at least tools to do a job.
We'll absolutely equip you with those, I promise.
About this time, Storch kind of applies. Who's that?
One of our new comrades.
She's young. You think she'll be able to get enough food for the troop?
I have high hopes. She gave us a run for our money.
Whatever, it's your money. Stay in line, little lass.
Elena, having heard the commotion further up the line, trots up. Didn't we leave her hog-tied in the abbey?
Yep. And Brita just mounts up again and kind of falls back into line and tries to keep Elise kind of in her peripheral, because she did say that she was going to keep people from being an asshole to her effectively.
As Elena kind of walks by, Elise goes, those are really... she wants... the first word that wants to come to her mind is big, but after a second she stutters and goes, those are really fine pants.
Yes, she had a hands-losing endeavor prior night, and I am not sure where she got those, and I am not sure I want to know where she got those.
There's a snicker from the back of the caravan cart.
Oh, look, there's where she got those.
Elena would just kind of sigh and shrug and just be like, well, I won them after one of your compatriots last night decided to set my other pair on fire.
Just to be honest, I didn't know any of them.
It's all right. We're not holding you accountable for their actions.
Can I test that? Is there like?
Yeah, you can check her sincerity.
Is that melancholic? I think.
You believe so? That's what we used before.
Cool.
She's sincere.
Okay.
She seems very nervous and uncomfortable around everyone, but she doesn't seem to be in any way, shape, or form actively trying to deceive you. She's not being defensive about it so much as just kind of trying to distance herself from those that you dealt with the other night. She kind of trots back towards the end of the line where Storch told her to go.
So we're physically in this procession is Jurgen.
That's the question I was going to ask, because she's walking towards the end of the line. and she'll pass him at some point.
Jurgen would only give her kind of a sideways glance. Really, he's looking to Brita with a raised eyebrow and a stern expression.
Yeah,
Brita's
and
not the one that hired her.
well, Brita's the one that chased her down, so
Yeah.
I understand that.
Sh-
Brita would. Sorry, what?
I was just saying, also, Jurgen wasn't privy to the conversation. He didn't hear her get hired. He just saw Brita run
Yeah.
to chase her down.
Brita would have absolutely anticipated that being a matter that needs addressing, so she's her next order of business is to adjust her horse's pace to catch up or fall back, whatever, with wherever Jurgen is in the line. And she just kind of pull up alongside him and be like, so, apparently they released her after doing effectively nothing to her. I guess they believed her story the same way I did. She's in need of a job, and she's a very good hunter, so Zygmunt offered her hire, and she seemed very willing to serve and be of use.
If she steals from the company, or tries
It
to
will be
hurt
my
anyone, I'll have her hanged.
I understand that. I'm vouching for her because I believe she's being honest about her intentions.
Plus, you hanging her would still be a fate better than what you left her.
Jurgen cocks an eyebrow at Elena before turning back to Brita. It's on your word. I do trust you.
I appreciate that. I just thought I'd let you know. She seemed to be quite intimidated by you the previous night, so I promised her that I wouldn't let you bite her head off too hard.
Excellent. A healthy dose of fear ought to keep her in line.
Yeah, something like that. She would like a weapon as well once we get closer to Stuttgart, simply so that she can be of use to us in hunting.
Well, we'll see about a Fletcher in Stuttgart. I'm sure we can find something.
I go,
So yeah, do we have any bows in this company right now?
shit, man, I got a gun. I was supposed to be the ranged character, but bows don't work against adders.
There are guards that have bows, but that seems to be their primary weapon.
Okay, so we're not going to be disarming our guards. We'll
Probably
cross this
not.
bridge later.
We have enough food to get us to Stuttgart and not have to rely on hunting to sustain us.
True.
So we can probably just wait to arm her until then.
Also, just for the sake of accuracy, it's a bowyer.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Fletcher is for
Fletcher's
arrows.
for-
Fletcher is the little
That's
feather
correct.
tip on it, isn't it?
No, Fletcher is
Nope.
somebody who makes arrows.
Yep.
I
Oh,
just
I
used
thought
the
They
wrong
make
term.
fletchings, which
Yep.
is what.
That's where I'm thinking. Okay, I'm like, I thought the Fletcher was actually the piece of anatomy on the arrow. But, okay.
Yes, we're firing living arrows now.
Hey man, learn something
Works
new
out.
every day.
Oh god, I can't wait till we come into the fucking Waldshot who use like shard-tipped arrows.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah, that sounds awful, doesn't it?
Sorry, wrong pipe. Anyway,
That sounds like
Yeah.
But yeah,
Listen.
Brita would just make it very clear in her little discussion with Jurgen that she believes that this woman, even though what he accused her of was kind of tangling herself up with these Waldtrot and everything, she totally didn't sign up for that and just kind of try and make that known.
Again, Jurgen's sentiment is that she doesn't get a warning, she gets a hanging if she fucks up.
all right. So, really, I have one significant question. Are you all going to travel all day and then into the night to get to Stuttgart, or are you going to camp outside Stuttgart? The question is, will you be traveling at night at any point?
My vote is to get into the city. Well, actually, I take that back. How much traveling at night would we need to do? If you said it's a full day's ride, are we talking a couple of hours after dark
Yeah,
to get to the city?
About 3 hours.
Oh, well, yeah, I
Yeah.
can do that.
Then,
I'm down for that, yeah.
yeah, that
If it
sounds
was like,
reasonable.
If it was like all night and then like roll in at like dawn, then no. But
Yeah.
yeah, if it's
Just get in at like 3 in the morning, sure.
Actually, looking at it, let's go door to door here so I can actually comparison here. Little door on tower to little door on tower. It's about 6 hours actually.
Oh, nice.
Then yeah.
So 2 a.m. ish.
Wait,
Okay.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Wait.
6 hours after dark, you
Sunset
mean?
at 8.
Oh,
hours.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 a.m. Sunsets at 8. That's 6 hours after dark. Oh wow.
That's what he just said. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, 'cause
Sorry.
it's
My brain's fucked.
it's 10.5 miles. Actually,
Okay,
no, that's
so-
not. That's no. I screwed that up. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw 10.5 miles.
Yeah, 10.5, and that's right because every mile, it's 10 miles a day. So 11 would be 1/10 of a day. That would be 2.4. So actually, it's less than that. So yeah, it'd be about an hour and a half. Sorry, past. It's about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay,
say,
then
like,
yeah,
10.
that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
that was my math issue. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
All
so,
good.
yeah. We'll just.
Yeah, I'm
We'll go.
down for just going into the city.
Yep.
About 9 o'clock, you'd be showing up. There'd be more guards around the gate than usual. The town is almost massive. Probably one of the largest towns you've seen. Larger than Forsheim, for example. You can see multiple church spires raising out. A building that is still, it's visible that it's emitting smoke, and there's sort of a dull blue glow coming along with the smoke in the distance. Most likely the Engineering Guild of Stuttgart. And there's a large moat and a sort of, not so much a drawbridge to the outer gate as sort of a wide bridge, like just regular bridge, with 4 towers overlooking. And as you approach, the guards, sort of hail and ask you to stop. And they kind of approach the carts. It's after normal market hours. How can we help you?
We're looking for lodgings for the evening.
Oh, you intend to stay. You're not merchants.
No, we're not.
Oh, all right. Well, tomorrow is the main market day. So you are not alone here. Normally we have people showing up a few hours before dawn. I figured you all were just trying to beat the rush. No, certainly. There's many an inn. What kind of lodgings were you looking for? We might be able to give you a suggestion.
Comfortable but affordable. Something so that we can have our men rest easy.
Secure, probably.
Secure, yes.
So, I mean, do you need... He kind of looks down at the line of people and horses, and you can kind of see he's trying to do some mental math in his head as if figure out what place might be big enough for everybody. Secure. Do you need a pub or just simply a place to eat?
Pub would be preferable. Either will do.
Pubs are a little less secure, obviously, being, public houses and the whatnot. There are some inns that have nice courtyards, probably be a good place to stash your wagons. You'd most likely have to rent the whole place out, but I don't think that'd be too much trouble if you have iron carts and the like.
Jurgen would look to Zygmunt. In, and then we can just buy a keg for the men to get drunk instead of them going to the pub.
Sounds preferable to letting them have their own tab.
You hear this sort of groan of from Storm back of the line. And Elise kind of turns to one of the caravan guards and goes, like beds with pillows?
Aww. Oh, I
The
love
guard
her.
just kind of ignores her and goes back to the line.
Then I think an inn will do.
Can we
Alright,
have room with Elise instead of Elena?
I mean, if you want.
Elena draws on her fucking face. You draw dicks on my face. Get out of here.
All right. Well, there is the River Inn. It's all the way down off Arch Street. Have you ever been to Stuttgart before?
Bria just kind of clears her throat a little. I can point us in the right direction.
Wait, I think I know that voice.
No, it's
Guard kind of steps forward. Brita?
So Zygmunt turns and cocks his eyebrow.
Hi.
Oh, darling, I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, I haven't been here in ages.
Are you still working?
No,
She
I'm
is not.
Oh, that's a shame. Did you settle down then?
I'm an Aderjaeger, and
And she's found God, boy.
The guard looks at you, eyes just go wide. He's not drunk, but he is amused, and he just laughs. Oh, yes, I had her calling for God many times. All right,
let's go to that inn. I know where to take us. Come on, let's go.
Elena's just losing her shit in the back.
As they sort of pass by, the guard just kind of like elbows the next one. The other guard just does not care at all. He's just standing there while the guard you had talked to is smiling widely. Stuttgart is quite a bit better off than Forsheim is. The streets are clean. There's people walking along the public sidewalks on each side, going from public house to public house. There's song. And as you kind of get back, there is a large, not as large as a church spire, but a pretty good sized spire attached to a water wheel off of one of the main streets, and it says the Arch Inn on it. You actually notice there's like a stained glass window at the top of the tower that is connected with the wheel, and there's sort of a quiet lilting tune of an organ coming from inside.
Hey, we talked about this. I know what you're doing, and I like it.
There's sort of a small house on the outside of the wall that seems to have lights on the inside. And a small desk at the front counter that serves as sort of the front counter. So, who wants to book rooms?
You're gonna step up, and if there's not a bell to ring, he'll just talk to the man who's behind the counter, or wait.
A very bored-looking man kind of looks up as you walk in. I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock. The guy is tired, but he has a job to do, and he kind of looks up. Oh, yes, sir. How can I help you? Welcome to the Arch Inn.
I'd like to book rooms for myself and my company. How many rooms do you have available?
Well, we have 8 rooms at the moment. We do have a courtyard, though. We can probably... and he kind of looks out the doorway. How many men do you have?
Out of character, I'm double checking. It's 26 now with the addition of Elise.
I want to say that's right.
Yeah.
We have 26.
Alright. Each room can hold about 4, as long as they don't mind sharing a bed.
Oh boy.
I'm sure to bed with Elise. Fuck all of you.
Would you mind if we pitched a tent or two in the courtyard to alleviate some of the cramping?
It'll be a separate charge, but no, that would be allowable.
Well, what would it be for your 8 rooms and the courtyard, then?
It's 1 Reichsgold per night, per room. And I'd say probably 10 silver for the tent. And it includes food as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. And Jurgen would go ahead and count out 16 Reichsgold plus 20 silver. This will cover us for a couple of nights. If we plan on staying longer, I'll make sure to pay up.
Of course, sir. Let me go open the side gate for you so you can get your wagons in. And he kind of disappears behind the counter, and there's a loud clanking noise as he rolls this sort of sliding gate aside. that allows sort of enough room for the carts to come into the courtyard. The courtyard's sort of strangely un-German. It's almost a Spanish-style courtyard where you've got sort of a ring of buildings around the courtyard and a central fountain. It may be the fanciest place to pitch a tent that you've encountered.
Jurgen's going to take a moment to appreciate this as they bring the carts in, because it's very lovely.
In the center, there is sort of a wider arch where there's another sign that says the Arch Inn, and it shows sort of a painting of the tower and its water wheel. And that's where the sound of the organ is coming from. But the rest seem to be separate rooms and doors, though they're not particularly decorative. They're just simple wooden doors on sort of a model and daub style mudded construction. They've got a ceramic roof, sort of a patch tile roof. Really noisy. Sorry, my wife is working on something in the background and it is making a continuous noise. It's a little distracting. So yeah, you all just want to head to bed. You pretty much have the place to yourselves now. There's 8 rooms. You own all of them.
Jurgen's gonna, before everybody gets all unpacked, he's gonna kind of head up to Zygmunt. We might want to have some of the men draw straws to see who would sleep out in the courtyard tonight, and then they can switch off. That way we're not all crowded into beds and toppling over each other.
Oh, you took the thoughts right out of my head. That's exactly where I was. Keep morale relatively high.
Jurgen nods. I'll volunteer to be in one of the tents this evening.
And some of the men might prefer that. We'll at least offer them the option of a bed.
Absolutely, and they've earned it.
I want a bed, Storch yells from the cart as he kind of comes to a barge. You left me sitting out on the wall. Didn't even invite me in.
You can have my bed, Storch. I'll be staying outside tonight.
Damn right I will. Says, hobbles off the cart.
And Brita kind of inches over and she's like, I think Elise would probably like to meet my good friend, the mattress.
Very good friend.
I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna stab you.
Elise just kind of quietly parks, I wouldn't say so much dismounts as sort of slides off to one side, the horse, and sort of awkwardly follows Brita.
That's fine, Brita. In the morning, you take her and find her a bowyer and get her her hunting implements.
I'll do that.
And while you're at it, keep an ear open. Let's see if there's any work to be found in town since we're out some money from those shards.
Brita kind of stiffens just slightly and then nods. And turns to take Elise back up to one of the rooms.
Elena's gonna go get a keg of something to go and give the troops.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? Audio broke out for me.
Sure. Elena's gonna go and try to barter for a keg of some type of ale or something for the troops.
Pretty much there's 2 local pubs, both would be willing to do it. It's going to cost you about 5 Reichsgold, but this is 40 gallons of ale you'll be getting in exchange.
Yeah, that's fine. She takes it out of the 30 that she won from the guy last night.
Okay. All of the guards seem quite grateful. And actually, one of the guards returns your hot pants. It is not the guard, however, you gave them to.
I knew that was coming! The mystery abounds.
Elena cautiously takes the pants back, holding them between a thumb and a single finger. Raises an eyebrow, looks at the pants, looks at the guard, and then just says, "Thanks?"
The guard kind of embarrassedly just kind of says, "You're welcome," and walks away, head down. Eye contact.
How sticky are the pants, Jay?
Oh my god!
I do believe that requires a circumstance.
I was about to say.
Oh
They are not very sticky. Maybe a little sticky.
Very.
Elena goes ahead and makes the point of grandly throwing them in the campfire out in the courtyard so everyone can see.
They suddenly burst into flames. No real explanation, just happens. Anyway, moving on. Elise kind of heads towards the room and just sort of is not quite sure what to do. She says, do you want me to put my hammock up, or?
Oh, honey. No, see, the bed's right here. This is where we'll sleep.
I mean, we weren't... it's Elise just kind of stops herself as she's trying to talk. We weren't allowed beds at the orphan. We had to have our hammock, and the beds were for kids that came from, and she kind of has a very hard time getting these words up. They came from better family.
I understand.
I don't know if I can.
It's okay. This is normal. Just because you grew up like that doesn't mean that's how the rest of the world works. You're allowed to sleep somewhere comfortable.
She kind of swallows hard. I'd been living outside Leonberger for 3 months when I found that flyer. I could come in and use the well, and that was about it. Church wouldn't even give me bread anymore.
I promise you we'll take much better care of you than that.
But he's never going to trust me, is he?
Who, Jurgen?
Any of them. I tried to kill you all.
Yes, but we all do somewhat shameful things for money sometimes, and I don't believe in judging people by that.
Thank you. This is going to take me a little bit of time to get used to. I'm sorry.
I understand that, and I understand, but I will do my best to make sure that you're treated by others here with the respect that you're due. As long as you mind your manners and try to be on your best behavior, I don't foresee there being a problem at all.
I can do that, Miss Brita.
I know you can. Otherwise, I wouldn't have invited you here.
Thank you. I'm gonna go wash up, she says.
That's a good
leaves
idea.
the room. Is there anything anyone wants to do this evening before heading to bed? Additionally, and probably what we're going to call it tonight.
Elena's gonna try for a better pair of damn pants.
Oh my god!
I'm kidding.
Hey, this is a place. It would be difficult to try to find.
Couldn't
a place
she just
open.
go into town and oh, okay.
It's 9 o'clock.
Well, get them tomorrow. Why do you have to buy pants at 2 a.m?
That's why I was joking. I was joking. Jesus, come on.
Okay, well, you know what? Oddly enough, you weren't joking the last time you talked about it, so I took you seriously.
Well, tomorrow is
I
a
had no
big
pants
day
left.
for pants. Anybody else?
I think Zygmunt will take a quick stroll around town just to see if there are any flyers for the Habbers hiring anybody to maybe ambush the group.
I mean, that's
Fair
always good.
point.
It is hard to tell who might be the Habbers or the Gormans or anyone else. You do find several work boards, many advertisements for jobs done, several even asking for people that are good with weapons, some looking for guards. But there's nothing that just says Haber Brothers hiring assassins to kill wayward band of Aderjaeger.
Wait, hang on. Just out of character for probably something to do tomorrow in character.
Yes.
Can we not, if we still have the note that they wrote us to meet them in the woods, can we not compare handwriting to some of the flyers?
You sure could try.
We
Okay,
also have a
just-
character that has an ear for rumors.
That's true, but I'm just planting that as a potential option here.
Yeah,
Zygmunt will just tear down a couple wanted ads and take them back, and he'll discuss them with Jurgen later.
Well, of the ads you grab, as you're kind of pulling one down, there's one behind a few of the work ones. It's one that seems to have been there for a while. And it says very specifically, please help. We are beset on by the great white adder. Please save us. Payment and recompense, double whatever resources.
Zygmunt will he ignores it at first, then he doubles back like he just happened to see the word adder, and yeah, that's something that he will take.
And there is a strange drawing on this piece of paper, kind of like you'd expect like a wanted poster where you have a facial look of a person. This has a drawing of what almost, I mean, certainly it is a monstrous form, without eyes or other things. It seems to have a mouth, almost like the body shape of a bear, but with 6 legs. And very strangely, they don't seem to have drawn any armor plate on it. Now, whether this is a missing detail, a intentionally left off, missing detail, or a lack of artistic skill to do so, it does strike you, especially someone so familiar with adders, that this would be not included. There are no lines or faded evidence that someone had put lines to paper.
Yeah, like up till now, it's unheard of for an adder to not have
There's
plate,
never
right?
been heard of an unarmored adder. In fact, if you had asked the Abbey of St. Michael, they would say it wouldn't be possible because they have an exoskeleton. They're supported by those.
Oh, I was muted. And this
maybe
this
a
drawing
gigantic
is
goo
literally
on
just a
it,
drawing,
something.
though.
It's a drawing.
So
There's no
it's
pictures.
Does it look
right.
like a child's
I know, but like as opposed to like a written description, I'm just saying like it could be the artistic representation was fucked.
It certainly could be just a
Yeah.
bad artistic representation.
But let
It
me ask
does
this: like,
describe
what's
it
the
as
quality?
the Great White Adder, and it is actually a fairly well drawn piece.
Okay, so it's not just like
It's
the
not a
scribbles
scribble,
kind
no.
of look like there aren't armor pieces. It's like no, they're deliberately not drawn armor pieces.
And is it within Stuttgart itself that they're wanted, or
Apparently, it's north of Stuttgart at a place called Eros Mining.
That's not on the map.
No, it is not.
I'm guessing somewhere in these hills here?
Yep, that's correct. I can't ping because
Right.
I had the wrong tool selected. There you go. Yes,
Yep.
north of town in the foothills.
Everybody's just gonna ping there now.
Yes.
Well, we might have a job. We might have several jobs.
No,
Not in
not
that
there.
forest, though.
No, not there.
We just came from there.
No,
We're not
no.
going there. South. Well,
I
okay.
drew it.
Well, someone just, yeah.
I made it. I don't know what it looks like, but
it
it's
needs-
white
it
and
needs-
it's an adder.
It needs
I
2
drew
more
a
legs.
good puppy.
It needs 6 legs.
Oh shit! Sorry, I'll get on that.
And it has pants.
and now it's got hot pants.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
As is fitting. All
And 2 tails.
right.
I don't know
Anybody
what's coming
else?
out of its
This
ass.
is-
I'm sorry.
This is the last call for activity at night before tomorrow, which will be the next session.
I don't know.
I'm good.
Britta's gone. Well, actually, hang on. No. Before everyone completely settled down to go to sleep, she would go try to hunt down Jurgen.
Jurgen would be outside in his tent, reading from his Bible, with something clutched very tightly in one hand.
Can't really knock on the door of a tent, but
Yeah.
Knock.
yeah, she would stand out front of it and say knock knock. I don't know. Fuck, I don't actually know how to. I guess she would just kind of clear her throat and be like, can I come in?
Jurgen would quickly stash the thing he was holding back in the spine of the Bible and go ahead and say, "Yes, come on in."
And Brita kind of slipped inside and she just She'd not come very far inside. She just kind of stand a bit awkwardly and just go, I have a lot of history in this town, as I know you're aware. Do you think that we could try to keep it just between us?
Certainly wouldn't tell. It's the locals you need to be more concerned about. If we run into more men like that guard, they may well blab to everyone. But, no, as far as I'm concerned, your past history is between you and God, and no one else.
I appreciate that. And she just kind of slips right back out and goes to bed.
And after she slipped out of the tent, Jurgen would wait a moment before pulling the knuckle bone that he's got stored in the spine of his Bible and hold it in his hand as he continues to read and pray.
All right. I guess that's about a good place to call it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Aderjaeger. Next week, we have grand adventures ahead. Don't be sure not to miss us. And if you do miss an episode, don't worry. It's up at Tinker Tabletop at YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Good night, everybody.